Friends, this is Sandeep Sharma, I'm NLP practitioner and supply chain management specialist. Today I am going to start about something supply chain management. Basically, supply chain management is having four pillars. First pillar, if we talk about vendors, which is also called external providers as per latest ISO. Vendors, it could be local vendors, it could be import export vendors, external other countries vendors. So if it is other countries, then it will come under import and export. Otherwise it can be local vendor. So this is the first pillar, we can say. Second pillar is financial institutes, banks. So there is a role of banks in every transaction of either it is in local procurement or import or export. Third pillar, we can say customer, client, end users. Like if we are having factory, then we are the end user. So we generate requirement of procurement or whatever the items we needed, and this is the third pillar. Fourth pillar is tax authorities, government bodies. If it is import export, then customs authorities, custom offices. If it is local procurement, then that local, in whichever the country we are doing transaction, the local tax authorities. For example, in India, that GST tax applicable or like that. In Nepal, there is no GST, but VAT. That is 13% VAT or excise, IRD as per department. So now if we do some broad of these four pillars, then if we talk about import export, the vendors that vendors can be service provider also. Vendors can be freight forwarder, transporters, and the material or equipment suppliers. So this is the one pillar. Now if we talk about financial institute, second pillar. So in import export, there are role of some more than one banks. First is importers bank, second is exporters bank. Like if we are importing in Nepal from India, or Indian exporters exporting to Dubai, then there is involvement of Nepali bank for importer side and involvement of Indian banks from exporter side. So this is the thing. Likewise, customs also. If Indian exporter is exporting to Nepal, then export custom clearance India side, because Nepal is landlocked country. If we take example of Nepal, then exporter and import custom clearance will be done at border offices only. So customs, two custom offices involved: export custom clearance from exporting country and import custom clearance for importing country. Then the insurance that to recover or the risk. So insurance is also, we can say, it's a vendor or covering our risk. So we have to take insurance. So these are four major pillars, and we can talk about in all these pillars. These are very widely subjects, we can talk in detail. So now you can comment and let me know on which topic should I put a detailed video. We can do like that also. And thank you very much for watching this video till end. If you really like, then like it and subscribe it. Thank you.